Alright guys, what we're looking at here is a 1988 BlueFin Sportsman. It's a 17-foot boat, currently powered with a 50 horsepower force motor. I'm not going to show you the goods yet, but basically what we're doing is, boat came, basically I inherited it. My father had two of them. This is the family boat that we want to, rehab and make it so, we can get everybody out and, a nice way to honor them. So we want to, repair this thing properly, and I wanted to give a good instructional because not a lot of in-depth instruction as far as the way things go, but I'm going to do like a quick once around so everyone can see what we're working with here. So you've kind of already seen it already. We're looking at some rough looking guide boards, so we're going to replace those today. Already worked on those lag bolts a little bit, but yeah, those are pretty much shot. We'll work our way down. We'll have to get the boat off to replace these supports, but we'll get everything perfect, waterproofed, remounted. We'll bring it around the other side now, and not looking much better over here, so we'll replace these also. This one took some doing, but we got him out of there. Yeah, this wood is pretty much gone. But basically, yeah, we'll get down to these supports. This was a quick fix over at the launch. What happened is the other piece rotted out, so I had to get it on the trailer to get it home. So ended up with this leg screws sticking out the top, and they're starting to poke into the bottom of the boat, even though they have a little bit of covering with a plastic car mat. I think that ended up being, but we'll take that all out of there and replace those today also, just like the other side. Just wanted to get the initial look of everything here. And might be able to see starting to get a couple scratches down here, so we'll check that and make sure all the buoyancy is good, and work it all out. Alright, so these leg bolts here, these are going to be in a 9/16. I'm just going to remove them. It's pretty straightforward, simple. I'll just take those to the hardware store, show you, later in the video, going there and picking up all the needed supplies basically to get everything you need. I already picked up the covers for everything, the slide-on covers. So basically I'll just give you a quick rundown of what all those are, and once we get through that, then I'll show you the wrapping process and how to get them on here basically. So right now I'm just going to go through and take these off, both sides. This one's to do first. Not terrible, but done nonetheless. We're just going to do the same exact thing over here. These guys out. These you want to hang on to, because basically what I did is went right to the store, took these in, matched them, because they've always worked for this size, and the thickness of the actual slide-on cover really isn't going to affect that much. So these leg screws will be plenty. And I'll get to the sizing of everything later, but so far so good. Everything's at least turning. no need for the torch yet. Alright, had to move inside because there's a passing shower outside, so Mother Nature's not agreeing right now, so we'll work around it. Just a quick update here. What I've got is the 3 total 8-foot 2x4s, 96 inches, 1 cut directly in half for the guide boards on the side of the trailer, and then you can leave these right to full length because those will be your bunk boards. So we'll start working on getting the recesses started, marked off, and plotted all the way down the bunk boards, and then just simply mark off the holes on the actual guide boards, because those ones we won't have to recess those. That's a lag bolt from the outside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure off the distances between each of the brackets for the bunk board, and these I'm going to measure, but these pieces here, well, that one doesn't, but they move a little bit, so that can be, you know, I guess 26, 27 inches, somewhere in there in the for the 4-foot board. But we'll measure it anyway, center to center, and I'm going to do the same thing starting at, you know, the bow end, working from the end of the piece of wood, and then go to the center of the first hole, center of the first hole onto the second, and so on and so on. And then basically I'm also going to measure from the back as well, just to make sure the measurement's correct, because everybody's old man measure twice, cut once, or in this case drill once, and I don't want to do this twice, so that's why we're going to do it right the first time. So I'm going to just measure them out, and basically, if you want to be anal about it, I'll show you this here. Made a little pad. So basically, driver side, passenger side, and then it labels each one. So, measure that out. Okay, so that worked out pretty good. Squatting around all over it. Alright, so with this one particular board, for this 8-foot board, this is going to be from the end of the board to the first hole will be 4.5 inches. From the center of the first hole to the center of the second hole will be 44 inches. And then this just works out that it's 44 inches from the second to the third, center to center. And then from the center of the third hole to the end of the board, that's 4 inches. So I mean, give or take, it's pretty centered, but we'll make that exactly center. But those are the basic measurements for that side. I'm just going to double check on the other side and make sure that the measurements are the same. So I mean, either way, you got to do both sides. So might as well take the time and do it right. I'm guessing the old man used a little bit of a shorter one, because that's how we ended up fixing this one. It was recarpeted for a while, and then we ended up putting it on, like I said, me, him, and my brother at the dock. So this one's a little shorter, but the ones that I have for the new bunk boards, those are all exactly 8 feet. I measured those all out, you know, twice like always. And so I'm going to end up, at the back of this one, it was 3 inches. So there was only 3 inches where it was touching the boat. So it was probably riding a little bit weird because of that, but most likely not. I mean, these Escort trailers, these things are sturdy and super lightweight. I pull it with a 2013 RAV4. Not one problem at all in the launch. I've had it in and out of the water a few times. I'll be making a few more videos where I'm actually, you know, getting the motor started back up, crank back over, and getting the inside cleaned up. I've already done a ton of work on that. I just have still shots of those, but I'll get it all together and put it all in here just so you can see kind of a start to finish
because this used to be a outfitted bass boat. My dad, huge bass fisherman, loved it. So basically what he did is he configured it to have, a walkable deck up on front, trolling motor, and then everything in the back as far as you can use the live well, coolers. So what I'm doing is I'm just making it back into a family boat so we can, go out and pleasure boat a little bit, because we have the bass boat now, the bass boat we always wanted. So I'm really glad that I'm getting a chance to do this, and we'll continue on.